All right, so here we are in blocks. So we got a nice long section here called blocks, procs, and lambdas. And we're going to get into that and see how these cats are related to each other. So starting off, we're going to start with blocks. So block intro. A block, what is a block? A block is a set of Ruby statements and expressions defined with curly brackets or a do-end pair, right? So like this, curly brackets, or a do-end pair. Those are blocks. So for this here example, we're going to start off with an array, 3, 2, 1, and we got a block format, squiggly bracket format, and here we're doing the dot map exclamation mark. Map, like map is screaming at you. So dot map method on that. And maybe wondering like, oh, what the heck does dot map mean? What does that do? We're gonna actually run it in a minute. We'll see what it does. But you know, that method or any other method that we don't remember, we're like, hey, well, let's go to the documentation. We know for these examples right now we're using Ruby 2.1.2. So I have my trusty browser here. It's already set for 2.1.2, but you can put any of the other versions in there if you're playing around with those. Since we're doing 2.1.2, we're going to stick with that. So we got map and exclamation mark, right? Oh, working with the array. There we go. And here's our, our documentation on what the heck that is, and get some more information on it, right, and what it does. So let's flip back over here, and in a moment we're going to run this. I don't think I want to run that just yet, so let me hide that for now. But let's say I do a Command R, and it'll run my first two cats up here, right? Don't pay attention to stuff down there just yet, but check this out up here. So yeah, the array. Yes, the array is equal to an array of these values. And here is our block and squiggly brackets. And what is it doing here? It's doing this little calculation. So each element that lives in the array is going through the block and is having its calculation worked on it. So it's like the first one where it takes num, and then it's num times 2, right? So that's 1 times 2, and then 2, right? So 2 comes in, and then it's 2 times 2, and then 3 comes in, so it's 3 times 2, right? So it's working on each of those, and then it's putting them into an array, and it's returning an array. So that's what's giving us. Let's see here. Same one, except we're doing it in this other format with the do-end format. And we run the return. Aha, right, so now it's doing the same thing. Now it's doing that on array, right? So now we've changed the original array to this array. So now it's working on this array, this version of array. So just to prove that, prove it. So, oh, oops, sorry, that was still there. So hide that and run it. Yay! So now you see, right? It's doing the same thing, right? Except just the format is different. The do-end format and the squiggly braces format there. So again, each of them is going through num and then num times 2. Boom, right? Okay. So let's see what we got going on down here. Blocks can be combined with methods like .each and .times to execute an instruction for each element in the collection, like a hash or array. So you pretty much already saw that before, right, with the .map method. So here we're going to, if we ran that through each, and through puts num, it would just print each one of these cats, each one of these values on a separate line, 1, 2, 3, right? And likewise, if we did in this format, same thing, okay? And we can kind of see that output down here as being ran, right, separate line. So But of course, it's not doing 3, 2, 1 because we already did the calculation earlier. So if we hit this cat, then I mean you get what's happening at this point, right? So at that, and now we run that sucker. See 3, 2, 1 on a separate line, right? All right. So basics of a block: squiggly brackets and do end pair. Okay, those are the two different ways of writing a block.